Hi, my name is Theodore Cottingham. Ready to get on with where we're going. Let's make no mistake about it. We are not here to dilly-dally around anymore, to make money, to sit in church, try to pay our bills, comply with all the rules and regulations of mankind. That's not why we're here. Let's be clear about the goal that I have in my heart for you, that you can have for you and each other. Let's be clear about the goal. Let's be clear about what we're doing. Pardon me. I'm Theodore Cottingham with the School of Me. I call it the School of Me for you to understand. Me is all who will be me. Not my flesh of, but my body. My body of light. My body of light. My body of energy. My mind. No more dealing with the secretions of mankind's mind or the oozing of its affairs. We're creating a new race. Now let's be clear about it. We are coming to where we are no longer limited to flesh. We are no longer limited to what we think is us in our mirror. Let's get right down to what the goal is: a new creation. A born again new creation. A Christ, well, whether you call it that or not, doesn't defeat it or create it. What's going on here is a conversation of the heart that creates the communication to create the creator again that's you. The message was all the time. Remember, Jesus said, if you believe in me, you will do the things I do and greater. Jesus said, if you believe in me, you will never die. And Jesus said, you think I come to bring peace on earth, but I come to bring division. Don't hear those talked about a lot. The flesh race is ending. And this is not a message of foreboding. It's not a message of hope. It's a message of who you are. This is a message of the goal, to see clearly. I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube now. Over 700, I think, now that are 30 minutes to an hour. I have many that aren't even on YouTube. And at the website, theschoolofme.com, there's over 2,000 postings that you can read. And now you can read a book that I've written, Jesus the Pattern. You can get it as an ebook on the school website right now. Let's be clear. Let's be clear The kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. And let's be clear. I do not preach, teach, purport, or convey that God exists outside of you and you're separate from God. And if you allow it and invite it and you're good and you want to, that God comes and lives in you in some type of manner where you become something that people have told you are new, but yet you remain powerless. People have said they've been born again new creations for how many years now? Where are the healings? Where's the power? For goodness sake, where's the love? Where's the love? Where's the power of the love? What have we been doing? We've been ignorant. We haven't understood the message. I suggest to you all religion is fear-based. All religion, all duality is false. You see, Jesus learned, I suggest to you, because he learned how to learn from what we've called the Father, the Mother. Jesus learned, and he learned how to learn. And in learning how to learn, he learned many things. He learned he was not subject to this molecular world. And that's what we're learning. That was the message of Jesus, the kingdom of heaven inside you, that you're not subject to this molecular world. You have a kingdom. And your kingdom is a real place, not afar off. The kingdom is within you. You begin to walk in it here because you're the creator of you. And this creates creation again that is you. You're birthing you anew. This is the message. Get the message. Be clear about the message. Listen to this dozens of times if you need to. Write it out. Write it out by hand. When you transcribe something by hand, you are creating that within you if you receive it. Writing is a creative process. It's a process of creation that changes your neurons, your axon hillocks. It literally changes the patterns of light within your brain. It changes your energy. So let's be clear about the goal. And let's be clear about where we are. I suggest to you, we are living in a false world. And this is a picture of us. Because we are mechanical. I suggest to you, God of love, original before God ever existed as something spiritual to worship, we were that energy. And that energy is feminine. That energy is nurturing, reproductive, creation, creating, creators that create creation. That's a cycle of productive growth where we reproduce us and light, the energy of. But we're programmed. Okay, we're organic. We think we're not metallic, and yet we're full of molecules. Molecules spin. It's all about magnetic forces, the magnetic forces of the earth, the magnetic forces of your mind that keep you in turmoil. No matter how beautiful or how ugly you think you are, I suggest you are gorgeous. Underneath that skin of yours This portrays the energy that operates according to how we've been programmed. But when we lay all this aside, when we lay aside the words that create us, when we lay aside the definitions that damn us and each other, we have the ability to recreate us with our word, because we are the creators. We have never been separate from that original power of creation that existed before the Big Bang, before this cosmos. We did. Now we found ourselves here. Some of us think we have freedom because we have some kind of mobility. We have vehicles. We have machines. We have machines using machines. We are machines. We are this. Our DNA is simply a coding. It's a program. And this world is an encoded enclosure. And we operate within this enclosure. And people have known this for hundreds of years in various stages and they talked about it different ways. I think you can still find on Wikipedia, or you can find it on the school website, the Flammarion. I think it's a wood cutting, a picture made in the 1500s of a man on Earth peering out into the realm beyond the visible. And the realm beyond the visible exists, and it exists in you. And you have the power of creation to create the door, to create the rapture of you, to create the new birth of you. You see, you are the light of the world. Remember that? You, my friend. And you have the power of life and death in your tongue. Let's be clear about the goal, because I don't plan to speak long today. Let's just get to the nitty-gritty of where we're going. Every person who is willing to come as a little child and humble themselves before the light, the source, the majesty of creating the Creator again, that mind, that energy that no longer needs to put forth a book called a Bible between you and it. You no longer even want to put your flesh between you and God. You're willing to lay down what you think you are. You're willing to lay down what you think you've been told. You're willing to learn how to learn from the Father, from the mother of all energy, the mother of all life, the mother of all life. We learn like Jesus did. Jesus had to learn how to do the things he did to become who he became. When Jesus was born, he didn't know his name. He didn't know the language. He didn't know the culture. He didn't know the terrain. But he learned all these things. And he learned, and you can too, the same way Jesus learned. And I suggest that no matter what you call it, the source energy of original creation, the nurturing love that has absolutely no condemnation in it, that is not rule-based It is unconditional love for you. No matter where you've been, what you've done, who you think you are. The unconditional love of the source, our mother, of original creation, the power of light, love, and peace is still not just within you, my friend. When you see behind the veil, it's what you really are. And this is what we are birthing a new race of. And this is just one of many pictures that I have to try to communicate and convey with you. A born-again new creation is a creature of light. A person, a creature of light with a feminine identity. You may think I'm a man, but I'm a woman. I'm a woman. You see that I'm a man, but I'm a woman. I'm a woman in breath because I have birthed the energy of creation within me to be able to say these words with you. Creating within you, I hope, your ability to see the light and become it, that you are not limited to Earth. You are not limited to the molecular system that needs a paycheck. When you begin to see the kingdom of God within you and your unlimitedness, and that you are the creator, and you are no longer duped by a lie that said God is some superpower somewhere else that not only loves you, but of course commands all these demands, be respected, and maybe you'll be judged worthy to get in heaven after you die. No, all of that goes bye-bye. And you know, and you no longer have any desire in you to curse the darkness. You no longer have any desire to be at war with you or all of these theories or religions. You see, what we're coming into is the reality of reality. True reality. True reality. True Israel. That is not molecular. The promised land is within you. The unlimited, infinite, immortal, eternal is you, who will wear it, who will birth it, who will create it. But it's not by saying a little prayer. It's by changing our entire reality, by changing our existence, creating our light by light. Let there be light. Let there be light, the light of creation in you this day, to create the real you, the feminine you, the power of love that reproduces love, not the love of power, but the love of love. And this, my friend, is the goal. This is how you graduate from the School of May. You don't seek a piece of paper, a degree. Oh, there might be one. But what does that piece of paper give you, provide you? A credential? The world we begin to see that we can operate in and go into is not one limited by the authority of another. All the authorities, principalities of authorities and kingdoms other will perish because they choose to. But we are light people, and the goal is to be a light people, a light person. Creating you first. This is the goal. Let's be clear about it. This is how you graduate from the school. If you don't become who you really are, the unlimited infinite, and begin doing the things that Jesus did, You haven't become born again, and you don't graduate from this school. This is not the school of mankind, to be mankinded. We're not creating flesh again. We're light. We're light people. People of energy, people of influence. Because you see, after Jesus, again, Jesus is our pattern. The message was there. The message is there. Even after Jesus' resurrection. Wasn't he seen in the upper room? He came through the walls. He dematerialized and he materialized. He appeared to the disciples on the lake, remember? A few disciples were in the boat fishing, not catching anything, after hours. And he said, cast your net on the other side. How trite, how ludicrous. The boat, just cast your net on the other side of the boat. And I had a completely different result. We begin to see. We begin to flip a lot of messages or begin to see how inverted or controverted so many things are. The kingdom, my friend, is real, and you can enter the kingdom. And it's not easy. And it's not quick. There's no instant formula. It's not formulaic. That you follow a syllabus. And you take these steps and you master the information where you can regurgitate it, or you can put a little thing together or take it apart. Or you can change how the electricity operates. In you, are you willing to change your energy? This is the goal. Am I clear? I wish you'd leave me some comments if it's clear to you. That it's clear. Is it becoming clearer to you? This is not about the redemption of church or religion or any reaffirmation. This is about the new covenant you, the new covenant that you learn to speak, the new covenant that what we've called God, but I'm differentiating all of this intermediary and interregnum and interlopers and all this other stuff. And let's go back to the original source of original love before condemnation or the thought of any condemnation ever existed. That's what we're coming back into. And that, my friend, will teach you because that word is the seed for this. Remember the parable? Jesus, the word is the seed. The word is the seed. If you begin to water the seed with the word of love, the love of love, you'll regenerate it. You'll begin to forgive you first of all you have done. And very likely, you'll change your values. And your tongue won't be wired into action by something else. When you see other people that you've condemned or made fun of in the past, you'll begin to see them for what they really are, who they really are, and you'll love them. If you're not willing to love them, you're not ready. And you can die out if you want to. If you can believe Jesus, you can believe Jesus did everything for you and that is appointed unto man. Woman, to die and then the judgment? Well, good luck with that. It's a hard life. But you can reproduce you, the real you. That's not limited to the molecular genes of the genetic race that we seem to find ourselves in. I have emitted the goal. Emitted? Spoken. I have emitted energy, haven't I? Energy of words, propagation of an energy. Sine waves, little squiggly things. I have communicated with you this day my love for you to be the real you, who you are, in the clothes of Christ. Christ, the anointed Messiah. That you create in your shoes as you. The return of Christ is one by one. Christ, the anointed. It's the revelation, the revealed. The revelation of the King. The King is not someone else, it's you. Abdicating your throne no more. You're no longer dancing around, throwing your crown at the feet of someone else, something else. Thought to be future. Thought to be a God. I ask you to be who you really are. I ask you to create the real me that's you. The real me that's us. The real me that we existed as before time, space, and gravity. I ask you to study. I ask you to be not passive. I ask you to be not religious. I ask you to come as a little child. Pick up your pen. Get a yellow tablet. When all this began to happen to me 21 years ago, and I began to learn how to learn directly from God. What I called just God. I didn't know how many different. I didn't know God was different than God. God was different than Source. I didn't understand all those things. And there's so many things I wanted to reject over the years as I learned them, thinking, how can this be? But love taught me. And love will teach you. When I began to be taught, I got pens and yellow tablet, put them everywhere, multiple rooms. I had 2 cars, put them in both cars. I'd be driving along, have a thought, pull over, pick up my pen and start writing. And I would write as long as that stream of energy wanted to write through me. And that same energy taught me that I was never separate and that we are creating a race. And all these things that I've taught has been in a progressive form. For you see, the Christ is progressive. It's a growth. You begin to learn. It's the tree of life. You begin to see the power of the allegory that no longer projects it or relegates it to a person of the past. You begin to see the allegory applying to all people, coming out of slavery, coming out of ignorance, coming out of the flesh, but not leaving it behind like so many think. Because, my friend, when you become born again, you become this, no longer programmed, and you have your light body that you operate in seamlessly with what seems to be you. But you're no more powerless. This, the real you, allows you to operate no matter what you look like and feed the 5,000 with 2 fish, a couple loaves of bread. allows you to walk to a war front and let them shoot you. But where is it in Joel? Jeremiah. They fall on their sword, but it doesn't hurt them. Because the guns, tanks, and bombs we're talking about will have no effect on your light body. And this body, you see, this flesh body that we can walk around in will no longer be limited to the molecular action of the magnetic world. This is when we become, as Jesus prayed in John 17 that we would become one. One mind, one love, one body of many light beings. And this is our goal, and this is where we're going. And nothing can stop this, because love creates. And the creation of hate, brutality, and abuse can't stand in the power of love. And the power of love will stand now all over this nation. And religion will hate it. Or religion will preach against me and preach against God, preach against this, preach against the new birth of the newborn light people. Religion will tell you to be afraid. Beware of false teachers. Beware of men with long hair or beards or whatever they want to say to create condemnation and fear. But I'm telling you, you walk through the fiery furnace, though they heat it 7 times hotter, and you come out without the smell of smoke on your clothes. But it's not easy. People have an idea of God. They become fat. They become complacent. They don't even know what God is, who God is, or what they are, or where we are. We haven't been taught. And what we're coming into is the direct confrontation. We're coming into the revelation of who we are. And I suggest to you there will be people of every nation, tribe, and tongue who will hear this message and report for duty, report for school, because they hear about a love that has no condemnation, no corruption, and it doesn't create separation. And it creates children who grow up, children who grow up and create new worlds. And this is our goal. Not to create power, but to create love. Love that will love love and not love power. I love you all. My name is Theodore Cottingham. I'm a simple man in Eureka Springs. You can write me at Box 34 in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, USA. You can find the website, theschoolofme.com. You can subscribe to my postings there. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you want to become a student, you can sign up to be that in the membership program. It's nice to have a little income. I've given everything away for years, but I don't anymore. I charge a little bit. It's all changing, folks. And I ask you to be the real you. And let there be no mistake about what our goal is. Light people, truth people, original energy people. No rules, no authority over you, no abuse, no pain, no crying. We're entering the statehood of Israel, that the allegory calls it, the promised land that's non-molecular. To operate in this molecular world, to bring it back. To the original, the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Love. I love you all. I go now. I hope this means something to you. I hope you'll write me. I hope you'll pick up your pen, whether you do or not, to write me and begin to channel the words of God and be not afraid of New Age terms, anything ethereal, surreal. Be not afraid of what you don't know. You're the power of light. You are the light of the world. Walk in your power. Walk in the breath of the Most High, that's you. In beauty and humility, this is what we're doing. And you're invited. You're invited to take your place at the King's table to enjoy the meal, the manna, the words each day that fuel, nourish, and nurture you to become less and less of this and to experience this. I go now. I love you all. See you later. Write me. Love me. And who is me? All who love are will be loved now and reproduce it. Expect a lot of change and be not afraid of it. I love you. Thank you for sharing this time and sharing these words and flowing the first person words of original energy through you. Be the willing and no longer share a consciousness with that which takes you from your power. I love you. Good day.